Hello and welcome to Your Local Note. We got another Vidcast. It's been a while. It's been a couple weeks since we've had one, so it's good to get back into the swing of things, and we're going to be hanging out with a couple guys from a really talented band. They're called 1FM, and we'll be talking to them about their EP and some of the other things that they've been doing, so we're going to do that in just a couple minutes. We're hanging out with 1FM. We're going to be playing some songs from their EP, Burning Bridges, and we're starting off with the single Bury Me on yourlocalnote.com. That is called Bury Me from the EP Burning Bridges, and the band is 1FM. This is yourlocalnote.com. Thanks for joining us on the Vidcast. We've got two members of 1FM hanging out with us. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
I am Tim Leger, and I am the vocalist for 1FM.
Hey, what's up? I'm Nick. I'm the guitar player. I do some vocalizing.
You're
okay.
The other vocalist.
The other little background vocal.
I try.
Yeah, okay.
I try.
Who's missing?
We're missing Joe, our drummer, and DJ and Danny, our other guitar player and bass player.
All right, very cool. All right, let's get to Bury Me. This is your single, and let's talk about some of the things that have been happening. This song's been doing pretty well for you. Reverb Nation, what's going on with that?
Yeah, to be honest with you, we don't really know.
You don't know?
No,
Okay.
I mean, we know, but we're not sure.
You're like
how it
number
happened.
one. You're like number one local. Your EP's like number 5.
Well, yeah, kind of the idea was, in the modern age, we were just like, hey, let's put out the music,
Right.
and see what happens. And luckily for us, Reverb Nation, I think people picked up on that. So we put out "Bury Me" and our other song "All I Need" on there, and we're number 1 in the region. So
That's cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
the song sounds great, so I'm not surprised that you're having this success. Who wrote that song?
Us.
Yeah.
Both of you?
yeah.
Do you do most of the songwriting?
Yeah, I would say we're kind of tyrants in the songwriting area.
Okay,
That's
Irish.
why.
Very good.
That's kind of like the way this all started was. It was just kind of an afternoon where Nick and I kind of said I had built like a home studio in my house and hadn't really used it yet, and it was like a couple months old, so we were just one day, hey, let's drink some beers and go play around.
All right.
And that kind of was the birth of "Bury Me," which was actually really the first song that we wrote together.
Okay, so does one person write the music, the other person write the lyrics, or is it a combination?
Kind of a combination.
Yeah, I'd say it's a good combination.
Yeah.
Tim's a good sounding board for what I do, and vice versa. And
I think we're one, we understand each other. I think, in the way each other works.
Yeah.
All right.
We're not afraid to say to one another, "That sucks."
yeah.
Which
that's
we've
important.
had a good bit of.
Right.
But no, we just I think like things that Nick does well, I don't, and some things that I may do well, Nick may not.
He's my other girlfriend.
Yeah.
Tim is.
Okay. That's good. Glad to share it. What is "Bury Me" about?
I think it's just about like the kind of the grass is always greener kind of thing. You always want more. You always want the other thing. But I guess in the case of "Bury Me," it's about like a relationship where go drown yourself in what you thought you wanted, because I think in time you'll realize that that's a pretty standard, at least in my experience, it's fairly standard, where people always want more, and then when they go get it, they're like, you know what, I miss what I had. So that's kind of where that comes from.
That's actually the first time I've ever actually thought about what that song's about. I've never actually sat down and said, hey.
So in this songwriting process, is it safe to say that you're putting the music together and then you're putting words together, and a lot of it is based on how it sounds to you guys?
Yeah, I'd say we have a general concept, and then we kind of let the music dictate where we want to go. It usually ends up dark and dreary, but I guess that's us. Yeah, I guess that
Dark and dreary.
Yeah.
All right.
Very.
Who's dark? Who's dreary? No, I'm kidding.
Or Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. Nice.
Dopey, sneezy. Yeah. We're the other dwarves.
With this, and so you mentioned before that you are the tyrants when it comes to the songwriting process. So basically, it's you two. You don't really listen to the other members of the band, or is it? Do you sometimes are just in a polite mood and you'll listen to them? I mean, how does that work?
And I don't think it's not to say we haven't done that or tried it. It's just kind of stemming from the way Burning Bridges was made. It was really before we, like the 5 songs on that EP, Nick and I did before we knew we were even going to put it out for anybody to hear.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of happened that way.
Was it even before the band was really formed?
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Now, did you guys play before in another band?
I had a solo project back, it was a lot longer ago than I would think. I think like 2008.
Okay.
Nick was...
Yeah, and myself and Joe, we were in a band called Victory in Numbers for a long time, and that dissolved in 2010, 2011.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's play song number 2 off the EP, and then we'll come back and we'll still talk about how you guys got together. And
we will delve deeper.
Delve deeper. I like that. And of course, we'll also talk about the song. Here I Am is the name of it. Again, it's off the EP Burning Bridges. This is yourlocalnote.com as we hang out with 1FM.
Signal
All right, we're hanging out with the band 1FM. We're sampling some of their songs off their debut EP called Burning Bridges, and that song is called Here I Am. We've got Nick and Tim in the studio, and let's talk about Here I Am. You guys then another collaboration?
No, I take very little. The only credit I can take for Here I Am is that's actually a demo of a song that Nick wrote. I don't know how many years.
Yeah, that's one I've had in my back pocket for a long time.
And I had the original demo version, so when we decided we were going to do this and put it out, I immediately said to him, we have to use that song.
Yeah, this is one I always liked from back in the day, and we decided to dust it off and give it a little bit of a new polish, and really proud of how it turned out, though.
When you say new polish, changing lyrics, changing things a little bit?
changing lyrics, changing some of the musicality on it. I really loved how it was, and Tim loved how it was too. So not terribly much, but it's really just a poignant song about for a while I'd fought a little bit of depression, so the lyrics kind of deal with that, and there's other people involved. There's my children, my wife. There's my friends involved. So it's just kind of fighting your selfishness because of the depression, but then realizing that it hurts other people. So you kind of got to face it. And I think Tim really liked that idea. So when it came time to record the EP, it's just like this song's a kind of a no-brainer for us.
Do you sit down and have music writing sessions because you guys know each other so much and you do most of the songwriting, or do you write separately and then come together and say, hey, what do you think of these ideas?
I think for the most part of Burning Bridges, we just kind of set aside free time to get together. We still do that, and we look for that because neither one of us really completes a song without the other one. However, we do have periods of time now where I may come up with an idea or Nick comes up with an idea that starts as just that, like a rough idea, and then we record something or email it to one another. Hey, what do you think of this? Yeah, I like it. Keep going.
Sometimes it's like, I have a word. I'm thinking of this word. Can you help me? Yeah. And it kind of flourishes from there. Yeah.
Go off from there.
Every now and then he'll get the 2 a.m. text message. What's another word? What's a clever way to say this?
I've had a lot of beer and I thought of this word. Can you help me?
It's not the first time you've mentioned beer and songwriting.
Yeah. We're grown men here, RJ.
God, if you could. Wow.
If we can get sponsored by Anheuser-Busch.
No. Well, that's the funny thing. We like to have fun, and writing music and recording music is fun. So I remember when we went in to record Burning Bridges, we did it at Drowning Fish Studio in Philadelphia. Worked with this guy Jason Dunkerley, who's really good.
Yeah, did a great job.
We got in there, and it was like the first session. And we came in with a bottle of whiskey and a case of beer, and his face was just like, what have I gotten myself into?
Right. That would have been my first thought, too.
And then he's just, the vocal recording, he's like, you guys do everything wrong. You're not supposed to be drinking. And we're like, no, whiskey's a vocal warm-up.
Yeah,
it's fine.
That's our warm-up.
Yeah. So it was, I think it was as interesting of an experience as maybe he's had. But we have fun.
Well, that's the key thing. Did he have fun, though?
Yes,
I think he had a ball.
I think one of the problems is people are too uptight, and we are, we've done this before. Not that we're, that we're rock stars, but we've been down these roads before. And when we formed this band, we were like, you know what? It's on our terms. Let's have some fun. We don't want to be so tight that, everything's so rigid and over-modulated, so we were like, let's just keep it loose.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too loose, but...
Yeah.
So when you went into the studio, you had a really good idea of what every song was going to sound like.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your engineer was more of an engineer and not really a producer.
Yes. Yeah. I will say he did a great job at adding... suggesting things that we liked, but for the most part, the demos are exactly what you hear. Because we had a very clear vision going in.
Yeah, and it's kind of just that. I mean, the songs are the way we demo them are usually complete ideas, start to finish. It's more so let's go into an actual studio with an engineer who's good, and let's get some really good sounds.
Because you use your home studio to really get everything the way you want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah, these songs were in the can for 6 months before we brought them to the studio to record them. So
yeah,
we kind of know what we want to hear. So
well, it makes it more efficient.
Yeah. It's a blessing and a curse, but we know exactly what
we have. We have moments. We have moments where it's like, no, I want this, and we had those moments with Jason where he would be, guys, I really think that this would sound good. No. But there were the flip sides when I really think this would sound good, and we'd be like, fine, we'll try it. And then we try it, and we're like, man, that really does sound good. So we're not always right.
It's equal parts.
And what we want to hear isn't always what it ends up
It's
being.
equal parts dictatorship, and then we have that moment where like, fine, okay, you know what, you were right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So then how long was it before Jason started drinking after dealing with you? No, I'm kidding.
He actually didn't.
No, he doesn't. You see, we pass on grass, and I guess that's all I'll say. He does not.
We're setting a standard that we're raging alcoholic musicians.
So
Next question. I wouldn't say raging.
Not raging. No, we're happy.
No. Nobody fell down at the making of this record.
That's good. Okay, so
I didn't remember some bass tracks, but I mean, that's okay.
Is one of your goals maybe later on at some point to record and produce the whole album in your home studio?
No. I mean,
I
theoretically, we'd love to do that. I don't think that.
Yeah, and I get, I don't know, we've talked about similar things here and there. I get real particular with myself when it's like our music.
Right.
I want an outside voice because there may be things that we aren't hearing.
So you do need you welcome that outside ear saying, okay.
Whenever I record a vocal, I hate what I hear. So I need somebody else to go, no, that was a good take, let's go on. Because I will stay on the same thing and ruin my voice because I don't like what I hear.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. You're talking about this EP. It's done. It's out. And now you're before off air while this Here I Am was playing, you were talking about another EP coming up. You guys are getting ready to start recording or start writing. Where are you with that process?
Do you want to go?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. We're in the process of writing the new record now. We actually have enough material where we're trying to decide EP or full record now.
Yeah. It kind of. It's been sporadic over a little bit of a period of time, a little more sporadic than the writing for Burning Bridges was, which is kind of where if I come up with an idea and send it to Nick, that's come in handy a little more. But I think, what was it, a couple weeks ago, I put everything on a CD, and there was like,
I was like, damn, we got like eight good ideas here.
8 good demos here.
Right,
so we're kind of. And we struggle back and forth with the we should do a full album, but the thing we tend to lean on
school thinking.
Well, I was gonna that leads into my next question, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Mm-hmm. Why would you do that when CD albums in general are not selling? Why not focus on your 5 or 6 best songs and get them out there so people can hear it, and then save those other songs.
Yeah,
for
I
your
honestly,
next EP.
I think that's what we're going to end up doing. When we put out Burning Bridges, it was kind of like, hey, we wrote some great songs. Here's the material, and we kind of just put it out into the ether, and people ended up responding great. I mean, we're number 1 on Reverb Nation. We're our YouTube channel's getting hits like crazy. I think we have 30,000 views on our one video on YouTube. So with this record, we're hoping to get it out. Hopefully by the middle of the year, we're going to come with a full attack with a music video. We have some really great ideas on YouTube if we can get them done. We have such these great ideas, and it's just getting the
time,
the function, and the how-to get them done. But we're really going to make a big plan for our YouTube channel,
and I think the big thing that we have in our back pocket, so to speak, is DJ and Danny, our guitar player and bassist, are excellent at making videos.
That's key.
They're fantastic.
They really are.
It's very, right now.
Kind of keep everything in-house and do it yourself, which is a nice thing to have.
You need to do that now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the bands have to be do-it-yourself, and that's the scary thing because there's so much you need to do between, like you said, video. There's social media.
Yeah.
There's booking the band and things like that. When do you have time to sit down and write?
Yeah.
But it
Yeah,
sounds
exactly.
like you've got guys. These guys are good at this, so they can take care of that.
Yeah.
You don't really have to worry about that.
Yes.
So that eases things up. But you almost now have to put a band together and say, okay, what are you good at? Besides,
the record labels are asking the same thing. What are all you guys good at? So I was in a band called Victory Numbers for a long time. We did very well. We played on the Warped Tour, and we did several national tours. And everybody told me at that time, you got to go out, you got to tour, you got to tour. That's the only way. I never saw it come to fruition, really. And not that I don't think it could happen, but not only are all the bands that I was on tour with broken up or broke, they didn't achieve the success that I had in my mind that I wanted to achieve.
Right.
So with Tim and myself now sitting back a little bit older, that was a little while ago. We're a little older and we've seen everything. We're like, you know what? The internet's our weapon. We're writing music that people are responding to. So with this next album, again, hopefully we'll have another EP out by the middle of the year. We got a big hammer to swing. So, and I think we're really going to swing it this
All right,
summer.
hold that thought because I think that's something I want to delve into more. But I want to play the third song off the EP, Burning Bridges. It's called Dear Son. We're hanging out with Nick and Tim from 1FM on yourlocalnote.com.
Dear son, you're what I wanted to be. My greatest mistake, the air I breathe. Could have done it better, but I still believe you've got the best of me. We've been waiting so long just to say what we mean. Been a long time coming and I wanna believe I was never perfect, that remains to be seen. But you got the best of me. There's a cause, effect, the things we regret. Oh well, best
The song is called Dear Son off the EP Burning Bridges, and we're hanging out with 1FM, Nick and Tim with us. Who's missing again? Let's give a shout out to those guys.
Oh, our drummer Joe. We're sorry you couldn't be here. And
That was so sincere.
DJ and Danny, the Kirk brothers.
Okay, very cool. All right, real quickly, Dear Son, who you guys wrote that together?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about.
I think that was an idea. I think Nick had the idea for the chorus, and it kind of took on a mind of its own about a dying father speaking to his
it's
son.
basically what I would say to my son on my deathbed. It's kind of like, look, I gave it all. I gave it all. I didn't do anything right. I didn't do anything wrong, but I love you with my entirety. So, you got the best of me. I hope it was good enough, but I think you're a great kid. You're a good guy, and I gave you everything I had. So.
When you're writing songs, do you need to experience what you write about, or do you like telling stories?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think it starts with a kernel. We like a word, we like a phrase, we like a tune. It always ends up being personal, but it's like, oh, let's write about a ghost who's riding on a pirate ship. But then it always ends up about. You know what? I said this to my wife the other day, and it always ends up personal.
I think it's hard for it not to be somewhat even like a biography, for your, because especially when you have to sing the songs, you have to kind of believe the words, to make anybody else believe what you're saying.
Sure.
So there's always that sense of, even if it's not something we mean to do, I think yes,
Okay. All right. Now, normally during this time period of the Vidcast, we ask you guys where you're going to be playing. But we were just talking. You guys don't do a lot of touring.
No, we don't.
And that's on purpose.
Yeah, it is. We want to be able to pick and choose where we play. We don't want to ask our audience to pay enormous ticket prices at a club that we don't deem fit, and that's not a derogatory thing. We want to pick and choose what we do. We want to do the right things, because I think you can make a lot of mistakes if you just say yes to everything.
Yeah.
And you were talking before while we were listening to Dear Son, how you've been on the road, you've done the tours, you've done all this stuff, and you look back and you're saying, geez, some of these bands just never, they did all this work, and what do they have for it? Yeah,
I think everybody's idea of success is different, and mine was always arenas. Mine was the Foo Fighters. I want to be the Foo Fighters. I want to be that band. And if you spend your whole life in a van chasing it, hey, good for you. I can't do it, but I've just never seen it materialize to the point that I want to get to. So. Saying yes to every gig at a coffee house, or saying yes to everything that comes your way, I just don't think I don't think it's beneficial. I think it's the time. I think people feel a lot of pressure because of the state of music. Oh, we got to play every show. We need fans.
Right.
We need fans.
Right.
We need fans.
Right.
But I think to a point, people are hurting themselves that way.
But you're using your experience and now looking at technology and saying, okay, we think there's a different way to go about it. And you're going to concentrate on your YouTube channel. That's something that you feel is going to be very important for your upcoming projects.
Yes.
Yeah. Along with, I think the idea, kind of what we're saying, is to have Burning Bridges was just kind of, hey, everybody, we started a band.
Right.
Check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of it was just to see if anybody cared.
But
people do care about us still.
Okay.
No, but I think more of an attack plan this time around, and like we talked about some like music videos and
we wanted to do like an old school like MTV Unplugged of Burning Bridges.
Sure.
We've been talking to string players, so just filming that in its entirety and put that on YouTube. Things like that. So it's just kind of getting the how can we accomplish these giant plans we have in our head
without spending millions.
Without spending
of dollars.
millions.
Yeah, that's
So-
the key. But the thing is, the cool thing is, technology is helping.
Yes.
I mean, just pointing to art, cameras here. I mean, these are stereo and they're very small, but you see the picture on a video and it looks very good.
Right.
And it's only $100.
Right.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
20 years ago, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem with competition in music is not only are you competing with other musicians where the technology is so cheap, where every person that has a laptop literally has a full functioning studio in their
Yes.
lap, but you're competing with all the other noise in the stratosphere. You know, it's not just musicians against musicians, it's musicians against movies, against Netflix, against
Blogs.
phone
Against-
blogs,
yes.
yeah, against YouTubers. You
Yes.
know, it's
stupid 3-minute videos
Yeah.
that are not music. It's just
Yeah.
some girl talking about what she did that
Right.
day, and she gets 50,000 hits in one day.
Right.
I heard that people making six figures just being YouTubers.
Yes.
So I saw it said YouTube celebrity. I'm like, I'm either old or I'm just missing the boat. And I think a lot of people are missing the boat.
Well, I mean, YouTube is just so huge.
Yeah.
That if you get 300,000 or 400,000 people following you or going to that, I mean, that's a lot of people.
Yes.
But in the grand scheme of things of YouTube, it's still not that big.
No, I guess it's not. Yeah,
so I
yeah.
mean, as we said, it's a new world, and it's scary because we're not sure where to go, but at the same time, it's fun because you can experiment.
Yeah.
and there are no rules.
Yes. I think it's also scariest that the youngest people on there are the only ones making money off of it.
Because that's what they grew up with.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
We're playing catch up.
My 5-year-old can take down NASA at this point from my
it's
iPhone.
amazing what they can do. But they live on their phones.
Yeah.
They live
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
My nieces and nephews, I see them and I try to talk to them, and it's like you got to throw something at them
Yeah.
to get their attention. So
Yeah, that's like with this band and with the attack that we're gonna have for this next record. It's like nobody's figured it out. So, not that we're gonna figure anything out, but we're gonna use what we've seen through our experience and use the best of what we can and try and make a go of it.
I think that's the best plan. You're going to take a chance. Let's see what we know, what works in the past, and let's take a chance here.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
that's how
Where
we're
can
trying.
people find your music?
I think the biggest spot is iTunes. Probably that seems to be the go-to. It's on Amazon and pretty much any internet distributor. Along with at our website, you can pick up. We went old school and made a limited number of CDs.
We needed to.
So-
I needed to hold something.
Sure. Makes sense.
I needed it for the plaque in my studio.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can order.
Should have really gone old school and got some vinyl too.
Cassettes.
Yeah.
With the
8 tracks.
8 tracks.
the laser disc
I
of
wasn't
our
even
music
alive
videos
when they
coming up.
existed.
I still have an 8-track player.
Do you?
Do
Yes.
you?
I'm just trying to.
You're the one.
I'm
So-
just telling you how old I am.
No, but if you and all the links for the most part are on our website. So if
My
you go to-
dad had porn on Betamax.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that.
I don't know what that is.
Is that way off topic?
It's it's there. Just threw it out there. Thanks.
So anyway, if you go to 1fmband.com, you think you can pretty
Find
much
all the information you need
Yeah.
there. Excellent. We have that on the screen right now. Okay, so that's been on the screen the whole time.
Wow.
Guys, it's been great hanging out with you.
Yeah, it's
you
been
too.
fun.
Appreciate
Thanks for having us.
appreciate your time. Also, I think the music sounds great.
Thank you.
You're the best. Thank you.
Good luck with your further other projects, and when you do have a new music, come back.
Yeah, you'll be the first one to get it. For everybody listening, just stay tuned. Hopefully by the middle of the year, you'll have something else from us.
Sounds good. Okay, our next vidcast is Wednesday with Adam Webb and his wife. They're a duo. So that will be this Wednesday again at 7:30. Also, this vidcast is going to go up on our site Monday, and it's going to be up there the entire week. Cool. So it'll be featured on our home.
You're the man,
homepage.
RJ. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We're going to wrap things up with All I Need. Again, this is 1FM. Their EP is Burning Bridges. Check it out. It sounds great. This is yourlocalnote.com.
Pick it up.
We lost the war, but won the fight. We stood our ground and felt so alive. To hell and back, to live or to die, to choose. They wanted to take what they've never had. A beautiful girl, an honest man. The call to be great, the call to be great. All I need is you. All I need is you to fly. What falls apart will someday mend. An open scar, a healing hand. To hell and back, to live or die, to choose. Don't tell me you and I are live and prove. And all I need is you. And all I need is you. Can we go back to where we used to run? Back to what we used to know? All I need is you. Help me get back, help me go home, 'cause there's no place left to go. All I need is you. All I need is you. Can we go